Alright folks, welcome back. This is Balatro every day, and today, this doggo had trouble getting out of Ante 1. If you want to try this one yourself, you can get the seed from the video description, and when you're ready, let's go gold stake green deck. Alright, first boss is -1 hand size. I could see how that could be tricky. I guess let's go clubs flush, throwing away the pair of queens. Jack 9 8 or Jack 10 9 8, almost a straight, but we already threw away the queens, so let's keep going for the flush. 8s and 3s is a full house. Not a great full house. We can follow up with a pair of 5s. Alright, used all of our discards, used 2 of our hands. So we get no blind reward money, but we do get $4 extra from having 2 hands left over. So on a different deck, that would be you would get $6 in the bank. Now we have $8 on the green deck. Let's try the buffoon pack. We don't want the eternal rental. Could be Michelle instead of another eternal rental. So one thing you could consider, taking the star into the boss. So boss -1 hand size. If you have the star, you can pretty reasonably set up a flush if you need to. But with Michelle, we should be fine. Do we want the Celestial pack? So one thought when you're playing on the green deck, you don't benefit from interest. So maybe you just take the Celestial pack here. But even when I'm playing on the green deck, I like to have some money in the bank for could be vouchers, could be a hermit. So maybe I don't take this Celestial pack. Let's just go next. And we can play 2 pair. So did not use any discards, only used 3 hands. Or only used 1 hand. She left. But we got $12. Alright, so that's a lot of money. Do I want Wily Joker? I think I'd be okay with Wily Joker if it weren't for this boss specifically. I think maybe also the discards boss could be rough. But probably with -1 hand size, you're not going to get 3 of a kind, so we got to do something else instead. What do we want to do instead? I think a Jupiter card or Saturn card would be very reasonable. With Saturn, you can get probably not 2 straights, but you can get 1 straight, and the 1 straight will one-shot. If you get a Jupiter card, you're probably not going to get 2 flushes. The first flush is 500 points, and then you can follow it up with a pair or a combination of pairs, maybe. So probably Celestial pack, you're trying to get Jupiter or Saturn. We have okay odds to do that. Maybe picking up Uranus is not unreasonable. I think on the green deck, I said I want to save some money in the bank, not for interest, but just save money for hermits and vouchers and stuff like that. I think probably no matter what happens, we reroll here. If the Celestial pack has a Jupiter or Saturn, then you don't need to reroll, but maybe I want to reroll. Maybe I want to pick up 2 pair here, I think is somewhat reasonable. So level up 2 pair, and then reroll, we got $8. That's not good. Certificate Eternal Rental does not give us points. One thing to consider when you are playing on the green deck, if you take an early rental, let's say rental Mystic Summit or rental Abstract Joker or something like that. Rental some kind of scoring Joker, some kind of plus mult Joker, maybe rental Droll Joker, allows you to win with fewer discards, allows you to win with fewer hands. I think rental half Joker would be the best, right? Because it's plus 20 mult, you don't need to use your discards, and so actually you get extra money from discards. You get extra money from hands. Every deck you get money from saving hands, but on the green deck you get twice as much money from saving hands, and so having eternal half or rental half Joker would be really good. Actually pays for the rental fee twofold. The problem with the certificate is it doesn't give us any points, but it is pretty strong being able to have access to seals. So probably I want this anyway. I just have to figure out how are we going to score to beat this boss. One thing we could do is we could go Priestess. If we miss, we can sell the 2 planet cards that only cost us $1. If we miss, we can hold the planet cards and open the Celestial Pack and see different planet cards, giving us a better chance of getting Jupiter or Saturn. Let's do that. That's not great. So no Jupiter, no Saturn. Do I want Uranus here? If I level up the 2-pair, we get 4 molt on the 2-pair. We can get like 280 for a 2-pair. I think that's reasonable. And I think now with that, I don't need the Celestial Pack. We should have enough money now. Go next. I guess here's another thing about the green deck. Well, let's play the 4s and 2s, throwing away a 5. This is not a very high 2-pair, so it might not be very many points. Anyway, when you have the rentals on other decks, when you have to worry about interest potentially, you lose $3 per round, yes. Sometimes it moves you from one interest threshold to another and you lose an extra $1, yes. Within that one round, you lose an extra $1. But there's sort of like these long-term snowballing impact of that, right? This cascading effect. If you're losing $4 per round or losing $3 per round, it takes you longer to reach the next interest threshold. It takes you longer to reach the interest cap. And so instead of snowballing, you're just stagnant, basically no growth, basically. And so the rental effect, the drawback is compounding. But maybe on the green deck, we don't have to worry about that. We don't get any benefit from interest anyway. It's just $3 per round, not $6 per round, just $3 per round, the rental fee. Assuming we can win here, let's try to get another pair. One more time. Could be 9s and 3s, throwing away a 4. Maybe. Okay. Yeah. Uranus again is fine. We have a Mega Spectral Pack. Okay. Jupiter, Glutinous Joker. Do I want Glutinous Joker? Probably not. This boss is diamonds. Okay. Ectoplasm, Wraith. Probably not Ectoplasm. If the plan is to play 2-pair, not that we should, but if we do want to play 2-pair, maybe you don't go Ectoplasm. I think Hex here makes a lot of sense. And then the question is, do we want a Wraith or do we want Grim? Probably Wraith. And then if we miss, we can sell whatever we get. Maybe. I think most people would Wraith there. Order we don't need. I guess we don't need to sell it right away either, but anyway. Do I want the standard pack? I think if I have a certificate, I don't need the standard pack. We just go next. Alright, Blue Seal King. Let's try to get another pair. Maybe I'm supposed to discard the ace since I have more 2s than anything else. I think I'm gonna play the Blue Seal just to make sure that we have the 2-pair. Sure. If you're playing pairs, then you can very reasonably hold on to the Blue Seals. You can hold on to 3 Blue Seals at a time, but if we're playing 2-pair, then trying to hold on to multiple Blue Seals is kind of rough, to be honest. Alright, I'm looking for another king or another different pair. We do get the king, and we do get the Blue Seal value. Yes. Anyway, yeah, Uranus is fine. Hermie. I could sell the order. We can hold Hermie. I maybe could have taken a blackboard, but maybe as a perishable, maybe I don't want a blackboard anyway. Let's go next. Okay, gold seal 10 is promising. I can play aces and sixes. This won't win, but we sell the plutonium just in case. All right, I could play a straight, which will win, but I want to try to get the 10 for the gold seal. I could play fives and kings. I could... Yeah, any king or 10 here would be good. Try one more time. The blue seal is very important, so let's try to get maybe sevens and fives I'd be willing to do. Maybe I play the gold seal 10 here now. We get $3, but it cost me $2 to play a hand. This draw was a little bit stinky, but maybe that's okay. All right, 1,000 points when we play two pairs, so the boss is two pair twice. Use Uranus. All right. Hermie takes me to 14, and then you could open an Arcana pack. I think it's worth it to save Hermie. Parking is less good on the green deck because it costs us $2 per hand we play. So let's just save our money for Hermie. I could do sixes and twos, no problem. 1,000 points. And then maybe the gold seal is debuffed. Maybe try to get a king here. I can do queens and nines. So Hermie and then two blue seals. Yes. All right. Do I use these or wait and see if there's an Arcana pack? Could get a hologram. Boss says decrease level of poker hand. All right. So, okay. Take a hologram, and if we do have a hologram, we don't need a standard pack since we have the certificate, but we could check a standard pack anyway. I'd be willing to take a gold card as a value generator. We don't need celestial packs. Let's go next. Gold seal jack. We're gonna keep the 10 in case we draw the gold seal 10, maybe. Looking for another king or 10. I will play this two pair. Okay. Throw away the blue seal, that's fine. Then what? So satellite is $1. Cost me $6, but it gives me $1 every round. Arcana, probably I don't take. So someone said before, like, okay, if you open the Arcana pack and, you know, there is a Hermit or whatever, it's still positive money. Like, let's say this was a $4 pack instead of a $6 pack. You open it for $4, takes you down to 9, and then Hermit is still plus $9. So you spend 4, you get 9, so it's overall plus $5 for the Hermit. That's technically positive, but also this Arcana pack costs me, you know, if it's a normal pack, it costs me $4 or it costs me $6. So if there's no Hermit at all, then you kind of lose, right? It still costs money to buy the booster pack. And so maybe with the Arcana pack, I'm thinking, what could I possibly get? Is it going to be worth $6? Possibly not. Maybe I just go standard pack here. Take another blue seal. And then go next. Do I want this satellite? I guess I could. Only, it's gonna take a long time for this to benefit me. It's kind of like interest, right? $5 gets you $1. We get a purple seal. Does this two pair win with the ×2 on the hologram? Maybe. And if that's the case, then we should discard first. Maybe. Priestess. I can use these planets for the satellite. Should we discard at all to try to get a blue seal? Cost me $1 to discard. Let's do it. Let's play 6s and 5s, expecting it not to win. Okay. The boss doesn't win. If that's 6,000 points and the boss is going to D-level. Okay, I definitely take a Spectral back. I can Hex if we sell the satellite. We can Hex the hologram. Is that worth losing the money each round? Probably worth it. So the thing about Hex is it can only apply Polychrome to a card that's not already have an addition. So since the certificate is already Polychrome, then this has to hit the hologram. Now, do we want a crystal ball? I think if we have this many blue seals, maybe could be worth it. Go next. All right. There's no way we win with anything other than 2 pairs, so we go straight for the 2 pair. I have 7s and queens, probably wins. I could dig for a blue seal. So every dig costs me $1. Is it worth it? Probably not. Okay. And then we get $6 here. Sorry, every dig cost me $2. Dusk. Boss says face cards are face down. We might go back in time, though obviously it's less good on the green deck. If you lose a hand, you're losing $2 per round. With the hologram, do I want these standard packs? I'm looking for more value generators. Could be a Polychrome King. I want to pick cards that are going to match the blue seals that I already have. So if I have a blue seal king, maybe I should take more kings. I could take a purple seal as another value generator. I think is fine. Boss says face cards are face down. Okay. So 9s and 10s. This wins. I could discard. Okay. I think I'm just going to send this rather than discarding. 1 blue seal is fine. In the next round, we need 13,000. It's close. I think with the hologram going +1 card, I think we do win the next round. Hallucination as a perishable. Probably not. Probably not as a perishable. I guess, are we going to... How many booster packs are we going to open in the next 5 rounds if we have currently no way of making money? We could do it. Go next. So... I can play queens and 2s. I could discard looking for 1 more 2 or a different pair. Or some face cards. So I could discard the queens. We get $5, but then we lose the pair, and maybe that's bad. Okay, I do have the 2s. So now I'm looking for another king is fairly reasonable. Yes. So I could play this, and I would be looking for another king specifically, or just play this 2 pair. Face the Circle, I don't want to pay the rental fee. Let's go 2 pair. And then with Polychrome, of course, it works. Alright. 2 hands left over. That's $8. Extra hand size is huge for us. Okay. More blue seals, also a gold card. I'm not going to open Celestial packs. We do want to open booster packs for the Hallucination. We should wait for Arcana packs. We can't go back in time, and that's okay. Go next. So now, I have 5s and 8s. 5s and 8s should just win. I'm looking for my blue seals. Got a bunch of face down cards. I guess I just ship it. Okay. Next round's 25,000, so we should be fine. Baron, not as a rental. We can open the Arcana pack and remove 2 cards. So probably we remove the 3s. I'm going to keep the 2s because I have a blue seal too, but we can drop the 3s. Standard pack for the hologram. A little bit hallucination value. Just a little bit. This boss says something about face down cards. So I can take a 10 to try to pair my gold seal 10 or a jack. 10 or jack. I think I take the lucky 10. Go next. So pair of 9s wins, or 9s and aces wins. Judgment or popcorn. Okay. 2 blue seals in hand, try to get another one. And then ship it. 2 more rounds hallucination. Yes. Okay, 1 more round hallucination after this. So let's go next. Purple we can discard. Lovers. I don't have that many purple seals on the deck. Alright, I do have 1 blue seal in hand. Let's try with the hologram popcorn. I think high card doesn't win. So that cost me $2, but I have enough blue seals, it's probably worth it. We can go 1 more. And 1 more should be just under, right? Just under. Alright, kings and 7s. So that cost me an extra $6. Cost me $6 to get a planet card. Is that worth it? Probably. Alright. Great. Now we have shoot the moon. Doesn't matter. I don't have that many queens. I do want this Arcana pack. If we have hallucination, we should open the Arcana pack. For temperance? Sure. And then I think I will go celestial because I have hallucination. Even though this is garbage. Bummer. Maybe full house. So hallucination's done. Do I want riffraff? We don't need the popcorn in case we want to sell it. I do want the hand size though, so I can get 1 off the riffraff and take a blank voucher. There we go. Look at that. So 5 and 4, this is a guaranteed pair. Let's see here. What suit is this? This is clubs. So if it's clubs, I guess it could be a 5 of clubs. I guess it could be a 4 of clubs. I could use the lovers to flip it. I could just forget about it and discard it. Alright, I have aces and 9s is a reasonable hand. We can discard one more time. And I think I do try to get the blue seal. I think it is enough worth it. We can get one more blue seal probably. Maybe holding on to the gold card is greedy. Anyway, maybe the jacks we make bonus cards since we have the photograph. Funny. All right. Got a nice amount of cards on the deck. We can take a magician for those face cards. Boss says discards random cards. Could take a handy tag for 30 bucks, but probably it's better to just play not skip and then get the extra hologram value, extra blue seal value. Let's just go next. All right, gold seal 7. Discard purple. Don't need the ace. Chariot. Okay, I got 2 purples. I can use the chariot on a king. We can make a Zoolander. Discard. Okay, I don't need lovers. Do I want this jack? Maybe not. Okay, I can play kings and 7s for the win. I can use judgment for halvesies we don't care about. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. The king and 7 we can make luckies. 3 and 2 we can hang them. And then play this 2 pair. Alright. And then Uranus is fine. Strength. So probably something that we want. Take a standard pack for the hologram. I don't want any of this. 9, 5, 3. Probably we take a 5 or a 9. I think I'd take a 5 since I have the red seal 5. Since I have a lot of 6s, we could take a 5 here and then maybe it turns into a 6 later. And then juggler, we should sell it in case there's another juggler in the shop. It's a common joker, so it should, or it could show up again. All right. Are we still winning with just one hand? How do I want to use my strength? Probably turn queens into kings. Probably. We could spin the wheel. I guess we can't spin the wheel. We don't have any targets. I could turn the 10s into a jack. Maybe I'm supposed to keep the 5. Alright, so could be another Zoolander. Could be strength on the 6. Or chariot on the 6. I can play the 10s. I can turn a jack into a queen and then set up the strength here. I could go strength on the 5s. Like I was talking about, now we have 6s. So we can play this 2 pair. Sure. Alright. And any 2 pair should beat this boss. Okay, Hermie, yes. Could be vampire. Maybe it's a little bit late for the vampire. Maybe I would actually prefer hallucination here. So maybe the tarot cards matter less when you have more cards in the deck. Like if I make one of my 70 cards into gold, you're never going to draw that card. Probably we don't need the vampire as another rental this late. I have a few enhancements. I could make it worth it. I think hallucination's okay, but maybe unnecessary here. We only have like 6 rounds left anyway. Could take a marble joker to go with our hologram. Marble joker is going to make it harder to get 2 pair, but we only need 2 pair once per round. So maybe that's worth it. I'll take a Chad here to go with my photograph. Bummer. Go next. All right. Discard purple. Fool for Wheel of Fortune. So I do need 2 pair. I have 10s and 6s. I can play 10s and these 6s. Rude. I guess it could have been worse. All right. Temperance is 13. We could go back in time now. We're only playing 1 hand per round. Boss says face down after played. So Temperance, yes. That gives me money for a standard pack. I can take a glass 8 to go with the Chad. I don't think I use a Fool for Temperance. Maybe. Maybe this stuff I don't care about. Maybe 4 of a kind I don't care about. Go next. Okay, I'm looking for another queen or 10. Could be a 7. Probably. Queen or 10. Maybe I'm supposed to discard both. I guess I want to keep it for the gold seal value, but maybe I'm supposed to discard both. Because then we also want to get the blue seal value. Kings and jacks. Missing on the gold seals, but we do get the blue seals, and so maybe that's fine. Maybe. Alright. Mime doesn't matter. We have enough blue seals. We don't need a mime. We could go Arcana looking for Hermie. Strength is not unreasonable. Helping us set up our 2 pair. Go Fool for Hermie. There's 13 bucks, or yeah, I think I'd rather have 20 bucks than a strength card, but I'd maybe rather have a strength card than 13 bucks. Admittedly, these are not the best strength targets, so I guess we end up taking Temperance anyway. And then, don't have a whole lot of room for jokers. There's a cola, but nothing really worth skipping for. Maybe. I would have to give up my marble joker, which maybe I don't want to do. There's a baron. I have a few kings. That's probably worth it. It's just barely worth it. Alright, I want to try to get a gold seal queen. Or maybe the gold seal 7. Or maybe we just play the high card. I guess that's an option. Okay, so I got the gold seal 10s. Discard purple. Strength and justice. I have 5 queens. I can save my strength. I could go, since we have a polychrome king, I could turn it into glass, though I might be slightly concerned about it breaking. I could turn the blue seal into glass. And then go gold seal. save my strength. Golden ticket. Not enough gold cards. Probably we don't want the tower. I could take another 5 as a glass card. Alright. Strength here, or we just make a gold card, I guess. This doesn't matter. Go one more. I'll use the Hierophant in case we get some face down cards against this boss. So 10s and 9s wins. I can discard like this. I wanted to use strength. Maybe I still can. Fool for a Hierophant. I can strengthen the 10s twice. Maybe. I guess you could use the Fool for something more exciting. Now we've got more queens. I can do queens and 9s. 2 blue seals. All right. Justice, Arcana, could be Omen Globe. I'm looking for a Fool. There's a Fool for Strength. So I guess I could use a Fool for Strength, or I could use a Fool for Justice and just make some glass cards. I don't know, making more kings seems like a fun idea. At the cost of Uranus. Alright, then maybe save Justice. Magician probably doesn't matter, we can spin the wheel. Red seal 6, let's take a queen, turn it into a king. Let's go next. Alright. Turning a red seal 10 into a jack could be kind of exciting. Maybe. Fool for more strength. So if you wanted to, you could go blast 10 for sure, but then strengthen once, maybe twice. All right, I have kings. I'm looking for 2 pair, right? So it could be kings and 5s as 2 pair. It could be play high card first. Try to draw one more 5 or a blue seal. I can play this 2 pair. And then the last card we used was strength, so maybe not use the planet cards right away in case we get another Fool. How about a standard pack? There's a blue seal ace. Probably at this point we just want 2 or 4, maybe a 2, so that we can set up the 2 pair. There is driver's license is probably better than Baron. It's going to be difficult to hold multiple kings in hand, so probably driver's license is better if that's something that you care about. All right, blue seal in hand. Let's play high card. Saving my discards for purple seals potentially. All right, queens and 6s wins. Throw away the gold card. Okay. I guess 2 queens and 2 6s. Whatever. Okay. Could be Spectral Pack. Maybe Sigil. Sorry, Deja Vu on the Queen. Another red seal, I guess. Too late for the castle. Justice. Alright. Shuffle me Jimbos. Discard purple. Get a chariot. Okay. So I've got 8s and kings. We could discard one more time. I have the red seal queens. Maybe keep the queen. It's not gonna happen. For sure. Let's put the rock in front instead of the king. Bummer. Well, I guess we go glass here, and then we can make a steel 5. How about something like that? At least we get the money. Well, I guess that's what happens when you got 82 cards in the deck. Maybe it's a little bit difficult to draw specifically your red glass card, maybe. Anyway, times 8.7 on the hologram. That's great, actually. Obviously, very powerful hologram on its own, but even more powerful in combination with the certificate. You're able to grow it every round. So, like, typically with the hologram, you're getting one standard pack every 2 shops. You're getting 1 card every 2 shops. Whereas, like, the certificate is now, in addition to that, you're getting an additional card every round. So you're getting 3 times as many cards total. Instead of 1 every 2 rounds, now you're getting 3 every 2 rounds or something like that total. Of course, that's going to be very good. Driver's license, we were able to get the 16 by just kind of random enhancements. We did have the purple seals from the certificate, so that helped with kind of random tarot cards, like making gold cards, making lucky cards, Hierophant to make bonus cards, that kind of stuff. Kind of demonstrating here. The scaling X molt from the hologram, of course, fine, great. Usually in the early game, what you're looking for is some kind of early plus molt, some kind of early chips. If you're doing 2 pair instead of pair, your hands are getting more chips per planet card. And so maybe that's like, okay, you don't need the chips jokers as much if you're playing 2 pair. You're playing a 4-card hand instead of a 2-card hand. You still probably are looking for some kind of plus molt because Mercury cards and Uranus give you the same amount of molt, just +1 each. But because we were able to hex the certificate, because we were able to collect multiple Uranus cards in the first couple rounds, even before getting the blue seals, we were able to get Uranus a couple times. And then by the time we got the hologram, we were able to win without having really any kind of plus molt joker. It's fine. Obviously, with 2 pair, it's not super spammable. You're not going to be playing 2 pair 4 times per round, but it's slightly easier to access than flushes, maybe. Maybe you can play 2 pair 3 times per round. Maybe you could play 2 pair twice per round. You could definitely play 2 pair even against the boss that has -1 hand size, even against the boss that makes you, what is it? The hook, discards random cards. Maybe 2 pair is still somewhat reasonable. So I like 2 pair on the painted deck. I like 2 pair on the black deck. You try to win in fewer hands. And I like 2 pair on the green deck. So if you're on the green deck, it does cost you $2 per hand. So you want to win in fewer hands. One way to win in fewer hands is play 2 pair. Maybe. And early on in this run, also demonstrating rentals are different on the green deck, just way different on the green deck. The main cost of rentals is maybe difficult to track. It's difficult to track how much compounding interest you're losing, right? So normally the way it works is, starting at $5, you get like $5 per round, plus an extra $1 of interest, and then now you're up to $10. And then in the next round, you're getting another $7. And then in the next round you're getting $8 or whatever, and your economy is kind of snowballing from there, right? You have this compounding interest, 20% more, 20% more, 20% more. Obviously interest is capped, but it's still compounding for the first couple rounds. And if you have rentals, then it prevents you from building that early game, getting that ball rolling. But on the green deck, since you have no benefit from interest, maybe you can get away with more rentals than you might otherwise. Maybe. I would say this kind of rental certificate maybe would not have worked on the blue deck. Maybe could have worked on the yellow deck, because the yellow deck you have just like, you know, $18 in the bank to start, and then you can leverage your interest in order to pay for the rental fee. Here what we were doing is using the extra hands left over to pay for the rental fee. The extra money that you get from the green deck, it's not as easy as just passively generating interest. You do have to think a little bit harder about whether or not you want to discard, whether or not you want to play extra hands to dig for stuff. But it is comparable, I think. I think the green deck is a challenging deck, but it's not the worst. I just don't like it. Take care, everyone.